Sunday lesson. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk and do a little few movements about sciatica. A lot of people have been asking about it. So we have our weekly lesson. We're hoping that you can start, even though it's a free lesson. We do appreciate any help. The Vimeo streaming has cost much more, just like everything, inflation is hitting us too. Anyway, to go back, so for the lesson today, we're going to work on sciatica. A lot of people have been talking about it, asking about it, but it's a very complex situation, so I've been studying it the last week. The reason we're trying to pass movements for general health, and each person has specific problems which you have to work with your local health professionals with, but there are some general principles. There seem to be two main types. One type is when you're under 50, your sciatica problems are often from disc problems and other from damage from doing some kind of movement. But then over 50, 60, then it actually comes from aging, where our bodies are drying out, our spines are getting stiff, we're getting arthritis, and we're losing flexibility. We've been sitting for too many years, so the muscles in our lower back and body are not strong enough to support us. Plus, the sciatica nerve runs under a set of muscles, and those muscles get shortened. So when we're standing, they pinch our nerves, and also the cartilage between our vertebrae dries out. It gets smaller, and that can cause pinching in the sciatica. So what does that mean? So the movements that we're going to do are for problems caused by aging. So you should go to your local professional and make sure that you don't have disc problems. But these are for like I said, for basically aging problems. And what we want to do. So don't do, after you check with them, if you have to disassemble, problems, you should not do these. These are not for you. These are more for sitting, for aging, for arthritis movements. So what we want to do is there's different types of movements we're gonna do. We want to open up the disc, the vertebrae. So if there are pinched vertebrae, there's some movement in there. You can release that. We want to build up some strength in this area, because if your muscles are strong here, you can support yourself more easily. So they can actually, by having stronger muscles, you can relax, and it allows your body to form more natural shapes. We're also going to work on things to lengthen these muscles, because if they're too short, then your body gets in shapes which cause pressure on the sciatica, or those shortened muscles push against your sciatica and pinch it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull down the heavens. We're going to do one or two warm-up exercises, and then I'll go through the movements that we want. The only other thing I want to say is we're teaching Qigong. So the way Qigong works is you work on a specific, bringing energy to different parts of the body, stretching, getting at the kinks out of your nervous system and your meridians. And when you do that, you're working on something, but the rest of your body, in Qigong, it's about circulation of blood and energy. So anytime you tighten anything up, that stops the circulation. So when we're doing the movements, whatever we're doing, the rest of your body, you have to train the rest of your body to be as relaxed as possible, except for the parts that you're actually moving. That allows, so if you're focusing energy going someplace, say your legs, So your knee, the rest of your leg has to stay relaxed for it to be effective. All right. So here we go. I'm going to start the lesson. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So what we're going to do is what I just said. We want to open up anything like any tightness in the joints or any in the muscles to allow energy to flow through. So this is called shaking the 9 gates. So you're trying to open up your body. So this, the 9 gates are hip, knee, ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and upper, lower, and middle back. We're trying to get a little bit of staleness, wake up our internal organs by turning back and forth. And then we're going to warm up our neck too. We want blood to get to our brain. So we're going to have our chin follow our shoulders. Just relax. You want to be lifting your rib cage and dropping them. Twisting is warming up our internal organs. You hear ah. So it's really relaxed. When your fingertips up, throw the energy out your finger. Just to breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Now we're going to do another version of this where it's just somewhat the same thing. We're twisting back and forth. Your hands are loose, your arms are loose. Remember, everything's relaxed that you're not using, so your hands can hit like just under your floating ribs. That's your liver 14, so you're activating your internal organs. You want your chin to follow, and now you want to engage your eyes too. So as you turn, look as far behind you as you can. Relax. And then you want to focus. You want to use your brain too. So you focus your eyes. You do that by using your eyes. Pick a point, focus, and then you can bring those points. If you get more warmed up, more toward the back, you might even be able to get it so there's just one point right behind you that you look at. And the next one we're going to do is we're going to do a small circle. 1, 2, see. So you're not using your arms, you're using my hands stay in front of my heart. It's my body that's moving my hands. 2, 3, and then this hand comes down my seam. We're reaching over, relaxing that way to get your neck in too. You can look at the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, reach, look at the floor. 1, 2, 3, relax, look at the floor. You can do one more set. So this one, if you have any kind of blood pressure problem, you're going to stop here. Breathe in, breathe out. Otherwise, you can twist. You want to keep your head above your sternum. You can look behind as your hand comes down. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. The other way. 2, 3. Breathe in, breathe out, and then twist. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, so what we want to do is, we usually don't do this in my class because I usually don't have to get down on the floor, but we're going to do some revolutionary moves today. We're actually going to go down and get on the ground. One of my teachers says after you're 55, you should spend 15 minutes a day on the ground just so you keep it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to kneel down. What this is remember, this is all for our sciatica things. What we're trying to do is open up the spine. And so we're going to do a cat spine and a camel spine. So we're just going up and down. Up, look up. So arching your back, lower back, rounding your upper back. Arch. So what this is just doing, this isn't a stretch, so you're not pushing it as far as you can. This is for opening up the spine, getting fluids moving up and down the spine, separating the vertebrae, so it's very relaxed. You're opening, trying to get movement in your vertebra, and that's pushing fluids through. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So we're arching our back, rounding our back, arching our back, rounding our back. So you only do about seven of these. So the other one we're going to do, which is similar, we're going to go back. You're just going to go back and forth. This is working your glutes. We're trying to just loosen everything up. So this one, your back stays straight, but you're going back and forth, stretching things, working your glutes, trying to. So this one, you're not arching. It's more for your lower body here, stretching. Just going back and forth. Back and forth. All right. So now, as long as we're down here, we're going to roll around on our backs. You can have a pillow if you want. So you don't have to be flat on the floor, which may be difficult. Okay, but we're going to do a few here. This one, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build up strength in our lower abdomen. So we're not doing crunches up here, strengthening. What we want to do is we need to strengthen the abdomen below our navel. And what we're going to do is we just lie here and we're going to press our back into the ground. And then you should feel it. Really focus on feeling it below your navel and relaxing. So you're going to feel it a bit above your navel, but we're focusing on strengthening this strip around here to strengthen there so your lower back can be supported more easily by your muscles. So push down, come up, push down, come up. So remember, we're doing Qigong, so you're focusing on these, but the rest of your body and especially your legs should be as relaxed as possible. So we're focusing on there. 2, 3, 4. All right. Now there's another one. You're going to bring your knee up, you're going to grab your knee, and remember, we're not stretching as hard as we can. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get our pelvis to roll under so that we're opening up the vertebrae, the lower back. So just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So we're just pulling down. We're trying to get our pelvis to roll back and forth. Okay, so on this, do the other side. Pull down, roll back. So your knee can either be straight out or bent. Pull back. Pull down, pull back. So we're trying to get our pelvis to roll. We're not pulling as hard as we can to stretch. We're gently trying to get our pelvis to roll back and forth. Remember, your legs should be relaxed. Your upper body, any muscles you're not using should be relaxed. All right, now we're going to turn on our side. Okay, this hand is just going to come up. What we want to do, remember, is we want to build strength down here. And if we have sciatica and we've been sitting, we often lose strength down here. So we want to strengthen the muscles down here. So we're just going to put our hand here Your feet are together, and you're just going to lift your leg. So you're just lifting your knee, open that up. So in this, after you do a couple, remember, once again, you're not forcing it as much as you can because we're not doing a stretch. We're trying to strengthen the muscle on the side here. So you want to, after you do it a few times, you'll start feeling it. You want to do it, as they say, to exhaustion, which might be 5, or I guess if you're very strong, it could be 30 or 40. But we're just going up and down. Okay, so I'm going to turn my back on you because, of course, you have to do this on both sides. I guess turn over this way. That way you don't have to turn my back on you. All right. So your knees are pulled up, your feet are together. This hand's here, the other hand's just supporting you, and you're lifting your knee. Once again, this is to build strength. It's not stretching. You don't want to cause tension down there. You're just going up and down. Like I said, so pull up. We'll do 2 more. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm trying to bring out these points so that you remember, if you go and you either look for movements, remember, so you want movements that are building here below your, in your lower abdomen. You can also do this one where we're here, you push down your lower back, but at the same time, you squeeze your glutes. So you're trying to build up this, once again, this part of your body. So you push your lower back down and then you squeeze your glutes. Now, you want to, once again, you're only squeezing your glutes, so you shouldn't feel your whole legs tense up. Your legs stay as relaxed as possible, your shoulders. So you push your lower back down to the floor and you squeeze your glutes just here. So we'll do 10 of those. We've already done 2, so we'll just do 8 more. So push that down, squeeze. Push that down, squeeze. Do 2 more. Lower back against the floor to strengthen. We're pushing, remember, when we're doing that, we're not using our upper abdomen. We're trying to strengthen through here. So we're using these muscles below the navel to push it down, and then you squeeze your glutes. 1 more. All right, there's 1 more floor one. You probably need this one. This one is an actual Qigong one. It's called Peacock Looks at His Tail. So on this one, unless you're really stretched out, because you should have a pillow or something to sit on. So I'm going to sit down and lean to one side. So this knee comes out and the other leg goes behind. So we're in this position. If you're sitting on the floor, it might be pretty hard. If you're sitting on a pillow, it's much easier. So we're going to bring this down, and you're going to put your hands on either side of your knee. So the first part is we have our heart go toward our knees. So we'll just practice that a couple of times. So you're up, you're just reaching toward your knee. So go down, relax. Go down, relax. Okay, so now, remember, it's peacock looks at its tail. So we go down, come back up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look look behind us. We want to drop the shoulders. Well, remember, once again, we're not going as far as we can. We're just gentle. We're trying to open this up. We're trying to have this stretch and relax the outside. And we're going to turn and look over our shoulder. Then we come back to the center. Kind of bow down toward our knee. Come up. Look over our shoulder. Come back to the center. Bow down toward our knee. Just do this 3 times. Look behind. And then we're going to put our hands together. And we're just going to relax into that position. You should feel it across your back and in your legs, in the front of your legs, stretching that. Okay, so you can probably do 3 sets of that. Obviously, we have to do both sides. So you're going to roll over. So if you're up higher, so you just want your legs, you might, if you're not stretched out, you might have to be something like this. But that's why, like I said, you're on the pillow that lifts you up higher. So you're just going to put your hands down, and you don't have to go really low. We're kind of stretching things, trying to open up different muscles, and stretch the muscles. So we're not pushing. You should not feel any pain with any of these. If you feel any pain, you shouldn't be doing them. But you're just going to put your chest toward your knee, come up, and then turn to look behind. Come back to the center. Down toward your knee. Turn and look behind. Bow toward the knee. Come up. Turn and look behind, and put your hands down. Just lean toward that, relax into it. You should feel it across your butt and up in your legs. We can do one more set. So, heart toward our knees. Turn to look over your shoulder. Remember, you're not pushing it. You're just trying to get some flexibility, trying to get some stretch in those muscles. Toward your knee. Come up. Turn to look, drop your shoulder on one side. Go down. Come up. Okay, so those are some lower body seated ones. We have a few. So you also have a muscle that runs down. It shortens. It's called the psoas. It's kind of this weird muscle. It runs this way, so you want to stretch that. And what happens when you sit, that gets shorter. So then once again, that tends to when you're walking, that tends to tighten up your lower back, and it needs to be stretched and strengthened. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a movement. So there are movements where you do lunges, and that strengthens your flexor muscles, but this is kind of behind there. So what we're going to do is, first of all, remember we're doing Qigong, so you don't want to hurt yourself. It's more about flowing energy. So we're going to do lunges. You're not going to do these big, strong lunges. Your foot's going to be forward. Your knee should be straight up and down, so you don't want to have your knee flex because that'll hurt your knee. But we're kind of in this position. This is actually called a bow stance in martial arts. So we're here, and so this is starting to stretch here. But we want to stretch. It's the psoas is more toward the back, and we want to get it. So what we're going to do is you're going to step forward. I'll do it sideways too, and your hand comes up. So the hand that's on the leg that's forward is down. The other hand comes up. So we're going to push up, but then you pull your shoulder back slightly, so you're turning, and so you're trying to stretch the inside, the psoas on this side. So you can come back, and then what we're going to do is, so we're going to go here, we're going to go on this side, then we're going to come back, we're going to step. So you can also just do it in place. Step. So now the other leg's forward. That hand comes down. The other hand comes up. You're reaching, and then you're pulling that shoulder back and looking toward the back, so that you're trying to get this muscle inside stretched. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back to the front. Then you're going to switch legs. Just do 3 all together. So this hand comes up, and you're going to twist and look toward that. Stretching. Should feel it stretching from here inside. Look up. Come up, switch legs. So the opposite hand comes up. So the leg that's forward is the hand that comes down, sorry. And the other hand goes up, and then you turn, you look over your shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Switch legs. Hand comes up. Look over our shoulder. And then one more. Hand comes up. Look over our shoulder. Okay, so that's for stretching. It's a lunge with an extra twist to target the psoas muscle there. We have one more. So another thing that happens is if you're sitting too long, your kind of vertebrae get depressed, and there's a movement that we do already that we've been teaching in our weekly lessons, which is called 2 hands press the heavens. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to stretch out the vertebrae. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up. So if you have shoulder problems, you might only be able to go straight. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make space between the vertebrae. So you're going to come up, you're going to breathe in, breathe out, and then you're going to kind of reach up and lean backwards and look up. But you're stretching, you're trying to push. It's called 2 hands press the heavens. So you're pushing up and then leaning back to counter. This kind of counters you've been sitting this way, you're trying to stretch and open everything up the opposite direction. Breathe out, hands come down, so you're going to breathe in, push up a bit, breathe out, and then lean back. Once again, if you have shoulder problems, your hands are probably here, but we're working on our back, so breathe out. One more, come back down, come up. Breathe in, breathe out, and then lean back. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, I think that's most of the ones I found, because I also said we were going to stop, but our thing's only, lower back. Yeah, so we seem to have all the ones that I have written down there. I wanted to end up with doing kind of a more meditative thing. So a good thing to do is our pebble in a pond. So this is a relaxation one. Everything in your body should be as relaxed as possible. You drop a pebble in a pond and a wave goes out. Your hands come out to about here. They're halfway back to your body. It's like you're going on the edge of one of the waves. So you're going here, and then you come back to your navel. And then your hands go back out. Make a circle. So you don't want to open too much, because as soon as you do this, what's happening, this is a relaxation. This is to trigger your parasympathetic system, which is your, eat and feast. You're relaxing. So you breathe in. You're taking some positive energy, bringing it through your navel, and then you breathe out. Push out negative energy. Your hands are relaxed. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your hands are coming up, but not too far. You're doing this once again. Tension is in your body. This is all about triggering the relaxation, the parasympathetic nervous system, moving energy around. So to do that, your body has to be relaxed. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So you breathe in, your hands just go out a little bit, not much past the end, but they should still be in front here, and then you're pulling that energy in. So you're circling in front of your body, so your hands don't come all the. People tend to want to do this. You're already fully open here, and then they meet again at your navel when they get to your body. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Once again, we want to do abdominal breathing. So when you breathe in, your lower abdomen goes out. It's like you've got a balloon near your navel. When you breathe in, your whole body relaxes. You want to feel it in your kidneys too. Breathe out. So breathe in, expand that ball that's below your navel. Breathe out. Breathe in. Your hands should be as relaxed as possible, but not dead. This is dead. They have the minimal energy to stay alive, but breathe in. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're making a small circle, so your shoulders, your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do 3 more breaths. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So now you're going to bring your feet together. We're going to draw up energy. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're taking earth energy, heaven energy, mixing it together, spiraling it back down. It's pulling down the heavens. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we clap. Body, mind. We did something good for our body and our mind. So we're going to have a question and answer.